Bonjour tout le monde. Welcome to Aparna's French classes. In the last session, we saw first lesson autour de la table. In that, we read the text, we understood the vocab of the same. In today's session, we are on the same lesson but we'll be studying grammar from the same. The concept of today's session is le passé composé or the past tense. Now, as you can see, for past tense, we need the subject pronoun, present tense of avoir verb plus participle passé of the main verb or the past participle of the main verb. Now, when we are conjugating passé composé in French, there are two auxiliary verbs we use, avoir and être. But in this lesson, we'll be focusing mainly on the verb avoir. Most of the verbs in French are conjugated with avoir in passé composé. There are very few verbs which are with être. Those verbs we will see in the next lesson. So as you can see here, the passé composé is a tense that describes an action that has happened in the past. So please note this down, that passé composé denotes an action which was completed in past. It is composed of two elements, an auxiliary verb and the past participle of the main verb. So auxiliary verbs or the supporting verbs are avoir and être. So as per the subject, that is je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle, plural, we conjugate avoir or être, and in front of that we put the participe passé. Now how to form that past participle of the main verb? See, in French there are three groups of verbs. First is er ending, like parler, donner, regarder, demander, préparer, all these are er ending. Then second group is IR ending, like finir, remplir, choisir, grandir, all color related verbs. So all those are IR ending verbs. Then the third group is RE ending, which are like typical RE, vendre, attendre, entendre, répondre, all those verbs, plus the irregular verbs. Now, if the verb is ER ending, like the example given here, déjeuner. So, déjeuner ends in ER. For this type of verbs, we remove ER and we add E with accent aigu. And then we get the past participle. Let's say if you have verb parler. Can you tell how can we get the past participle of the same? The typical verb parler. See, this is an ER ending verb. So, past participle of the same, we remove ER and then we add E with accent aigu. So this is parler, which is the participe passé. So in this way, you can form participe passé of ER ending verbs. Remove ER, add E with accent aigu. For IR ending verbs, we remove IR and add I. So as you can see the example, finir becomes fini. Let's say if you have remplir, it will be rempli, right? You just simply remove IR and add I. For RE ending verb, we remove RE and we add U. So perdre becomes perdu. Let's take one more verb, entendre, for example. Entendre is to hear. So that becomes, when we remove RE and when we add U, it becomes entendu. Ça It becomes entendu. So in this way, you form the participe passé and then as per the subject, we conjugate the given verb. See the examples here. Nous avons préparé une tarte avec nos amis. So préparer was the verb. It's an ER ending verb. We removed ER. We gave accent on E. And as per the subject nous, we conjugated the avoir verb. Nous avons préparé. We prepared or have prepared a tart with our friends. Okay, few more examples are there. J'ai fini mon repas. I finished my meal. Elle a perdu son livre. She lost her book. Perdre, to lose. Now here some conjugations are given. Affirmative, negative and interrogative. The verb taken for the same is rencontrer. Let us read this verb. Rencontrer means to meet. So affirmative will be j'ai rencontré. All these verbs are with avoir only. So, j'ai rencontré, tu as rencontré, elle a rencontré, nous avons rencontré, vous avez rencontré, ils ont rencontré, elles ont rencontré. Now, this is the affirmative conjugation. For negative, we add ne and pas before and after the auxiliary verb avoir. So, it will be je n'ai pas rencontré, tu n'as pas rencontré, and so on. For interrogative, as you know, we use inversion, but only for je, we use est-ce que form to form the question. So it will be est-ce que j'ai rencontré. When we use est-ce que, we don't change the sequence verb and subject pronoun. So we simply put est-ce que before the subject and we give question mark at the end. So est-ce que j'ai rencontré? And for tu onwards, we will be using inversion. So, as-tu rencontré? A-t-il or a-t-elle rencontré? We added T in between to avoid the clash of the vowel. Avons-nous rencontré? Avez-vous rencontré? Ont-ils rencontré? Ont-elles rencontré? So, in this way, you will be conjugating ER ending verbs in affirmative, negative, and interrogative. Similarly, verbs ending in IR and RE. See the examples. J'ai fini. Je n'ai pas fini, negation. Et est-ce que j'ai fini? So these all are different options here. For perdre verb, we have elle a perdu, elle n'a pas perdu, et a-t-elle perdu. So this way we form with RE ending verb as well. À la page suivante, à la page 34. Now here are some irregular verbs. As we said, along with the RE, IR and ER ending verbs, which follow the typical standard method, we do have irregular verbs as well. So for those irregular verbs, the participe passé will be different. These are commonly used verbs which have irregular participe passé. So initially, while solving the exercises, you will have to refer to this chart. But once you solve more and more exercises, you will be able to remember this. Read this. My recommendation would be read it at least twice daily. Within 1 week's time, you will be able to remember all these verbs very well. So let us read it once. Avoir, what is the participe passé? It is you. Boire is bu. Dire, dit. Dormir, dormi. Écrire is écrit. Envoyer, it's YER ending verb. It is envoyer with E accent. Être, été. Please note that spelling of été is same as summer, but it is here participe passé of être. Faire, fait. Lire, lu. Mettre, mis. Offrir becomes offert. Ouvrir, ouvert. Pleuvoir becomes plu. Pouvoir, piu. Ensuite, prendre, pris. Rire, ri. Voir, view. And vouloir becomes voulu. So these are the common verbs. Please note that all these verbs are with avoir in passé composé. See the examples. J'ai bu du café. J'ai dit bonjour à mon professeur. So here are some examples. Alors, pratiquons. Let's solve this exercise. Let's see if we have understood. Now in question number 1, they have already conjugated avoir verb for you. If you see les enfants ont, j'ai, ils ont and all. You just have to conjugate the participe passé. You have to write the correct participe passé. Donc, les enfants ont, the verb given is aimer. It's an ER ending verb. So simply remove ER and add E with accent aigu. Let us do that. So les enfants ont aimé le gâteau. So it will be like this. J'ai tiré le mail aux employés. Envoyer is the verb. Just now we read that spelling is envoyer with E accent. Ça va? Donc, j'ai envoyé le mail aux employés. Ils ont tiré le travail à l'heure. Now here we have IR ending verb. So we remove IR, add I, it gives you fini. Ils ont fini. Ils ont fini le travail à l'heure. Nous avons tiré boire du bon vin. Boire is irregular verb. You can see here in this chart the irregular verb participe passé is given. Nous avons bu du bon rouge. Du bon vin rouge. Elle a tiré un article sur la cuisine française. Verb is lire, again irregular. It is lu. Initially, you can refer to the chart. Slowly, you will be able to remember. Now, in exam, they will not give you the avoir conjugation. You have to remember that this verb is with avoir. Most of the verbs are with avoir in passé composé. There are very few verbs. We'll soon learn those verbs also. The movement verbs, those are with être, like entrer, rentrer, arriver, sortir. All those verbs are with être. Okay, now here we have to write the avoir conjugation and then participe passé. So, je tirais rire tout le temps pendant le film. So, it becomes, you will remove this je and instead you will write j'ai ri. If you remember, rire becomes ri, R-I, irregular. Les élèves tiraient mettre leurs livres sur la table. So, les élèves ont mis. Les élèves ont mis. Again, this one, mettre is irregular. Participe passé is me. Les élèves is what? Third person, plural. So, les élèves ont mis leurs livres sur la table. When you're solving these exercises, I would suggest that you write the translation there itself. Like, les élèves ont mis, the students kept their books on the table. So, write it there with a pencil. Tu tires faire une bonne présentation. So, faire is again irregular. It becomes fait. For tu, it will be a. Tu as fait une bonne présentation. Mon ami t'irait voir un nouveau restaurant dans le quartier. Mon ami, third person singular. So, a, view, irregular, right? Mon ami a vu un nouveau restaurant dans le quartier. Now, when you do certain exercises, pay attention to the details, the adjective possessive used here, the adjective nouveau used here. Now see, nouveau is one of the small adjectives which comes before the noun, right? So, a nouveau restaurant. Otherwise, usually in French, the adjective comes after the noun. Similarly here, mon ami. Ami is feminine. Mon is the adjective possessive. But even if it is feminine, we use mon ami and never ma ami to avoid the clash of vowels. Now, nous tirons comprendre la leçon. So again, comprendre, irregular. Please remember, prendre becomes pris. Okay. Similarly, apprendre becomes appris. Apprendre is to learn. Comprendre is to understand. So, comprendre becomes compris. Donc, nous avons compris la leçon. We understood the lesson. I hope you have understood this exercise and this concept very well. In the next session, I will try to take the next concept, which is les articles participiles. Meanwhile, do go through this video again, note down these examples, solve this exercise. In the comment section, I will give additional exercise which you can practice on your own. Try to share your answers in the comments. If you have any query, you can connect with me on WhatsApp message. And if you want me to take some specific topic, you can convey it to me accordingly. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much for your time. À bientôt. Au revoir.